The rain hit the windows of Danny's diner like bullets. Lisa Martinez wiped down the same table for the third time, watching the water run down the glass in crooked lines. It was past 9 at night and the diner was almost empty. Just old Pete, in the corner booth drinking his fourth cup of coffee and reading yesterday's newspaper. Lisa's feet hurt. She had been working since 6 in the morning, covering for Jenny who called in sick again. The tips were terrible today. $12.43. That would not even cover the bus fare to her grandmother's doctor appointment tomorrow. She looked at her reflection in the window. 23 years old and already looking tired. Her dark hair was pulled back in a messy bun. Her uniform was wrinkled and had a small stain on the front from when Mr. Johnson spilled his soup at lunch. This was not how she thought her life would turn out. The bell above the door rang. Lisa turned to see a man in an expensive suit walk in. He was tall with gray hair at his temples. His shoes looked like they cost more than Lisa made in a month. He stood by the door for a moment, looking around the empty diner like he was not sure he should stay. "Sit anywhere you like," Lisa called out. She grabbed a menu and walked over to him. The man chose a booth near the back, away from the windows. He looked nervous, checking his phone every few seconds. "Coffee?" Lisa asked, setting the menu down in front of him. "Please," he said. His voice was deep and tired. Black. Lisa brought him the coffee and waited while he looked at the menu. He ordered a burger and fries, nothing fancy. While she was taking his order, Lisa noticed his hands. They were not soft like most rich men's hands. These had scars and calluses. This man had worked with his hands before he wore expensive suits. "You picked a good night to come in," Lisa said, trying to make conversation. "Usually we are packed by now." The man looked up at her with sharp blue eyes. "Quiet is good sometimes." Lisa nodded and went to give his order to Danny in the kitchen. Danny was the owner's son, a good kid who worked the night shift to pay for college. Lisa envied him. At least he had a plan. At least he had hope. She watched the man while she cleaned glasses behind the counter. He kept checking his phone and looking toward the door. He seemed afraid of something. Or someone. When his food was ready, Lisa brought it over. The man thanked her and started eating slowly. He ate like someone who had forgotten meals before, someone who knew what hunger felt like. "More coffee?" Lisa asked when she saw his cup was empty. "Thanks." He reached for his wallet to pay the check. The wallet was thick leather, probably cost more than Lisa's rent. When he opened it, several cards fell out onto the table. "Sorry," he said, reaching to pick them up. Lisa bent down to help him. That was when she saw it. Among the credit cards and business cards was a small photograph. A woman in some kind of uniform Lisa had never seen before. The woman had dark hair and brown eyes. She was smiling. Lisa's hand froze. The woman in the picture looked exactly like her mother. "Where did you get this?" Lisa whispered, pointing at the photograph. The man's face went white. He quickly scooped up the cards and closed his wallet. "I don't know what you mean." "That picture," Lisa said, her voice getting louder. "That woman. She looks like my mother." "You must be mistaken," the man said. He stood up and threw a $20 bill on the table. "Keep the change." But Lisa was not backing down. She stepped in front of him, blocking his way to the door. "My mother's name was Maria Martinez. She disappeared when I was 5 years old. Everyone told me she left because she could not handle being a mother. But that woman in your picture, she is wearing some kind of uniform. Military, maybe. Why do you have her picture?" The man stared at Lisa for a long moment. His blue eyes moved across her face like he was studying her. "What did you say your name was?" "Lisa. Lisa Martinez." Something changed in the man's expression. The fear was still there, but now there was something else. Sadness, maybe. Or guilt. "Your mother," he said quietly. "She never told you anything about her work?" "What work?" "She cleaned office buildings at night. That's what my grandmother told me." The man sat back down slowly. He looked older now, like the weight of the world was on his shoulders. "Your grandmother lied to you." "What are you talking about?" "Your mother was not a cleaning lady, Lisa. She was one of the best soldiers I ever knew. Her name was Commander Maria Santos Martinez, and she saved more lives than you could ever imagine. Lisa felt like the floor was moving under her feet. That's impossible. You are lying. I wish I was. The man pulled out his phone and showed her the screen. It was a news website with his picture on it. The headline read, "Richard Kane, CEO of Kane Industries, announces new mining contract." "You are Richard Kane," Lisa said. She had heard that name before. Everyone had. He was one of the richest men in the world. I am. But 20 years ago, I was Colonel Richard Kane, and your mother was my partner. We fought together in a war that the world never knew about, a war that kept humanity safe. "You are crazy," Lisa said, but even as she said it, she felt something deep inside her saying it might be true. She had always felt different, stronger than other people, faster, like she was built for something more than serving coffee and wiping tables. Richard Kane looked at her with those sharp blue eyes. "Your mother made a choice, Lisa. A choice that saved billions of lives. But it meant she could never come home to you. She died a hero, and I have carried her picture for 20 years to remember what real courage looks like." Lisa sank into the booth across from him. Her legs would not hold her up anymore. "If this is true, why are you telling me now? Why after all these years?" Richard Kane's expression grew dark. "Because they are coming back. The things your mother died to stop. They are coming back, and we need you." The rain continued to hit the windows, but Lisa could no longer hear it. All she could hear was her heart beating in her chest and the words echoing in her head. "Your mother was a soldier. She died a hero. We need you." Outside in the parking lot, something moved in the shadows between the cars. Something that did not belong on Earth. Lisa stared at Richard Kane across the diner table. Her hands were shaking. "You are telling me my mother was some kind of space soldier?" "Not just any soldier," Richard said. He looked around the empty diner, then leaned forward. "She was the best we had. Commander Maria Santos Martinez led the 3rd Strike Team in the Titan Defense Initiative." "The what?" Richard sighed. 20 years ago, Earth was under attack. Not from other countries or terrorists, from aliens. They called themselves the Dominion. They wanted to take over our planet and turn humans into slaves. Lisa laughed, but it sounded wrong even to her. "Aliens? You expect me to believe in little, green men?" "They were not little or green," Richard said. His voice was serious. "They were tall, with gray skin and black eyes. They could get inside your head, make you do things you did not want to do. Most humans who fought them went crazy or turned against their own people. But not my mother. Not your mother. She was different, special, about 1 in 10,000. Humans had natural protection against their mind tricks. Your mother was one of them." Lisa felt cold. She remembered being a child and sometimes knowing things before they happened. She remembered being stronger than other kids, faster. Her teachers always said she was gifted, but not in the way they meant for school. "How do you know all this?" Lisa asked. Richard pulled out his phone again. This time he showed her a different picture. It was him, but younger, wearing a military uniform she had never seen before. Next to him stood a woman in the same uniform. Lisa gasped. It was definitely her mother, but she looked strong and confident in a way Lisa had never seen her. "I was Colonel Richard Kane back then," he said. "Your mother and I commanded the defense of Earth together. We were partners. We were also friends." "If you were friends, why did she leave me?" Richard's face became sad. "She did not leave you, Lisa. She went on a mission. The most dangerous mission any human had ever attempted. She knew she would not come back." Lisa felt tears in her eyes. "What kind of mission?" "The Dominion had a base in the asteroid belt. They were building ships there, getting ready for a full invasion. We had maybe 6 months before they would attack Earth with everything they had. Millions of ships, billions of soldiers." Richard paused and took a sip of his cold coffee. "Your mother volunteered to lead a team to destroy that base. It was a suicide mission. Everyone knew it. But it was the only way to buy Earth enough time to prepare better defenses. How many people went with her?" 12. all volunteers. All knew they were not coming home. Lisa wiped her eyes with her uniform sleeve. Did they succeed? They did more than succeed. They destroyed the base and half the Dominion fleet. The aliens were so surprised by the attack that they pulled. Back to their home systems. We got 20 years of peace because of what your mother did. 20 years, Lisa repeated. Why are you telling me this now? Richard's expression became grim. Because the peace is over. My company, Kane Industries, has mining operations all over the solar system. 3 weeks ago, our ships started picking up strange signals from deep space. The same kind of signals we detected before the first Dominion attack. Lisa felt her stomach drop. They are coming back? They are already here. Scout ships have been spotted near Jupiter. We estimate we have maybe 3 months before the main fleet arrives. What does this have to do with me? I am just a waitress. Richard looked at her carefully. You are not just anything, Lisa. You are Maria Martinez's daughter. You have her genes, her abilities. We need people like you. People like me? People who can resist the Dominion's mind control. People who can fight them without going insane. People who can lead others in battle. Lisa shook her head. I do not know how to fight. I have never even been in a real fight. Your mother had never been in space when she joined the Titan Defense Initiative. We trained her. We can train you. I have a job. I have my grandmother to take care of. Lisa, Richard said gently, if the Dominion wins, there will be no jobs. There will be no grandmothers. There will be no humans left who are not slaves. Lisa looked out the window at the rain. The parking lot looked different now. The shadows seemed deeper, more threatening. You said something moved outside earlier. What was that? Richard followed her gaze. They send advanced scouts sometimes. Small groups to study human behavior, test our defenses. Do not worry, they cannot do much damage with just a few ships. How do you know so much about them? Because I have been fighting them for 20 years. After your mother died, I did not give up. I used my military connections to build a company that could hide our real purpose. Kane Industries is not just a mining corporation. We are the new Titan Defense Initiative. Lisa felt overwhelmed. I need time to think about this. Time is something we do not have much of, Richard said. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a card. This has my private number on it. When you are ready to learn the truth about what you can do, call me. Lisa took the card. It was plain white with just a phone number. What if I say no? Then you say no. I will not force you. But Lisa, you should know something else about your mother. What? She left something for you. A message. She recorded it before her final mission in case we ever found you. Lisa's heart beat faster. She knew you would look for me. She hoped we would never have to. She hoped the Dominion would stay away forever. But she was also practical. She knew they might come back someday. Richard stood up and put on his coat. Think about what I told you, but do not think too long. Every day we wait is a day less we have to prepare. He walked toward the door, then stopped and turned back. Your mother was proud to be human, Lisa. She died believing that humanity was worth saving. I hope you feel the same way. After he left, Lisa sat alone in the empty diner. Outside, the rain continued to fall, but now every shadow looked like it might be hiding something dangerous. Something not from Earth. She looked at the card in her hand and wondered if her quiet life was really over. 3 days passed before Lisa called the number on Richard Kane's card. She had tried to go back to her normal life, but everything felt different now. When she served coffee, she wondered if the customers could be trusted. When she walked home, at night she looked at the sky and wondered what was hiding up there in the darkness. Her grandmother noticed the change. You look worried, Mija, she said over breakfast. Is everything okay at work? Lisa wanted to tell her everything, but how could she explain that aliens were coming to invade Earth? How could she say that her mother had been a space soldier? Her grandmother was 78 years old with a weak heart. The truth might kill her. Just tired, Abuela, Lisa said. Working too much. But that night, Lisa could not sleep. She kept thinking about Richard's words. Your mother died believing that humanity was worth saving. Lisa got up and found the old photo album her grandmother kept in the closet. She looked at pictures of her mother from when Lisa was little. Maria Martinez looked happy in some photos, but in others she looked sad and distant, like she was thinking about something far away. Lisa called the number at 2 a.m. I was wondering when you would call, Richard's voice said. I want to see the message, Lisa said. The one my mother left. Meet me tomorrow at the address I will text you, come alone. The next morning, Lisa told Danny she was sick and could not work. She took 3 buses to reach the address Richard had sent. It was in an industrial part of the city she had never seen before. Tall buildings, with no windows and trucks coming and going. Richard was waiting for her at a gate with 2 security guards. This way, he said, leading her inside. The building looked normal from the outside, but inside it was like something from a science fiction movie. Hallways with metal walls and doors that opened by themselves. People in white coats walking around, with tablet computers. Lisa saw things through open doorways that she could not understand. Machines with blinking lights. Screens showing star maps. Welcome to the real Kane Industries, Richard said. This is where we prepare to defend Earth. They took an elevator down 5 floors underground. When the doors opened, Lisa gasped. The room was huge, bigger than a football field. There were spacecraft in the air, held up by invisible beams. Men and women in flight suits were working on the ships, checking engines and weapons. We have been building these for 20 years, Richard said. Fighter ships designed to fight in space. Each one is faster and stronger than anything the Dominion has. A man with gray hair and a white coat walked over to them. This must be Lisa Martinez, he said with a smile. I am Dr. Andrew Wright. I worked with your mother. Lisa shook his hand. You knew her? I was the one who discovered her special abilities. Your mother was remarkable. She could do things that should have been impossible. What kind of things, Doctor? Wright led them to a smaller room filled with medical equipment. Sit here, he said, pointing to a chair. I want to run some tests. What kind of tests? Just blood work and brain scans, to see if you inherited your mother's gifts. Lisa sat in the chair while Dr. Wright attached sensors to her head and arms. The machines beeped and showed patterns on screens that meant nothing to Lisa. Interesting, Dr. Wright said after a few minutes. Very interesting. What is it? Richard asked. She has the same genetic markers as her mother, maybe even stronger. Look at these brain patterns. He showed them a screen with wavy lines moving across it. Normal humans show fear and confusion when exposed to Dominion influence. Your mother's brain showed resistance, but Lisa's brain shows something else. It shows anger. Is that good or bad? Lisa asked. It is very good, Dr. Wright said. Fear makes people weak. Anger makes them fight. Richard smiled for the first time since Lisa had met him. Just like her mother. Dr. Wright continued his tests for another hour. He made Lisa lift weights that seemed too heavy for her size. She lifted them easily. He made her react to lights and sounds. She was faster than the machines could measure. Amazing, Dr. Wright said. Your reflexes are 3 times faster than normal humans. Your strength is twice what it should be for your size. You could pilot our most advanced fighters. I do not know how to fly, Lisa said. We can teach you. But first, you need to see your mother's message. They went to another room with a large screen on the wall. Richard pressed some buttons and the screen came to life. Lisa's mother appeared wearing the same uniform from the photograph. She looked tired but determined. Hello, my beautiful daughter, Maria said from the screen. If you are watching this, it means the Dominion has returned and Richard has found you. I am sorry I could not be there to explain everything myself. Lisa felt tears on her cheeks. Her mother looked so real, so alive. I know you must be angry with me for leaving, Maria continued. I know you must have felt abandoned, but I want you to know that leaving you was the hardest thing I ever did. I loved you more than my own life. The message continued. Maria explained about the aliens, about the war, about her final mission. She talked about the choice she had to make between staying with Lisa and saving the world. I made my choice, Maria said. Now you have to make yours. You are special, Lisa. You have abilities that could help save our people, but I will not blame you if you choose a normal life instead. You deserve happiness. You deserve peace. Message ended with Maria looking directly at the camera. Whatever you decide, know that I am proud of you. You are my daughter, and that makes you stronger than you know. The screen went dark. Lisa sat in silence for a long time. There is something else, Richard said quietly. He led her to a wall covered with photographs. These are the people who served with your mother, the ones who died on the final mission. Lisa looked at the faces. Young men and women who gave up their lives for people they would never meet. Your mother's team destroyed the Dominion base, Richard said, but they also brought back something important, data about Dominion technology. That is how we built these ships and weapons. Your mother's sacrifice gave us the tools we need to fight. A woman in a flight suit walked over to them. She was about Lisa's age with short blonde hair. You must be Maria's daughter, she said. I am Captain Amy Powell. My father was on your mother's team. Your father died with my mother? He did. And I joined the new Titan Defense Initiative to continue his work. Just like you can continue your mother's work. Lisa looked around the room at all the people preparing for war. They were not just soldiers, they were sons and daughters of heroes, carrying on their parents' fight. How long do I have to decide? Lisa asked. The Dominion main fleet will be here in 10 weeks, Richard said. We need every pilot we can get. Lisa thought about her quiet life at the diner. She thought about her grandmother who needed her. She thought about her mother who died to protect people like them. If I say yes, Lisa said, can you promise me my grandmother will be safe? I can promise you that if we lose, nobody will be safe, Richard said. Lisa nodded slowly. Then I guess I do not have a choice. Amy Powell smiled. Welcome to the Titan Defense Initiative, Lisa Martinez. Your mother would be proud. Lisa's first day of training nearly killed her. At 5 in the morning, Captain Jake Morrison woke her up by banging on her door at the underground facility. Jake was a big man with scars on his face and arms that looked like claw marks. Your mother never complained about early mornings, Jake said when Lisa groaned. Get dressed, we start in 10 minutes. Lisa had quit her job at the diner 3 days ago. She told Danny she was moving away to take care of a sick relative. It was not exactly a lie. She was taking care of humanity, and humanity was definitely sick with alien problems. Her grandmother had been harder to convince. Lisa told her she got a new job with better pay and would send money home every week. Richard had promised to make sure her grandmother was safe and had everything she needed. Now Lisa stood in a training room wearing a black flight suit that felt strange on her body. The room was full of machines she did not recognize. First lesson, Jake said. Your mother could move faster than normal humans. Let's see if you can too. He turned on a machine that shot tennis balls at her from different directions. Duck, dodge, catch them, whatever you can do. The first ball hit Lisa in the shoulder before she could react. The second one hit her in the leg. But by the third ball, something clicked in her brain. She could see where the ball was going before it got there. She caught it with one hand. Good, Jake said. Now let's try 20 balls at once. The machine went crazy, shooting balls everywhere. Lisa moved without thinking. Her body twisted and bent in ways that should have been impossible. She caught some balls, knocked others away, ducked under the rest. When it was over, she was not even breathing hard, just like Maria, Jake said with a sad smile. Your mother could do that same thing on her first day. After physical training came weapons training. Amy Powell taught Lisa how to use the energy weapons they had built from alien technology. The guns were lighter than regular guns but shot beams of blue light that could cut through steel. The Dominion has thick armor, Amy explained. Regular bullets just bounce off, but these energy weapons can punch through anything they have. Lisa learned fast, too fast. By the end of the first week, she was hitting targets that even the experienced soldiers missed. It's like she was born for this, Amy told Jake after one training session. Maybe she was, Jake replied. Her mother always said the war was not over. Maybe she knew Lisa would need these skills someday. The hardest part of training was learning to fly the fighter ships. Lisa sat in a simulator that felt exactly like the real thing. The cockpit was small and cramped with hundreds of buttons and screens. The first time she tried to take off, she crashed the simulated ship into the ground. Flying in space is different from flying in air, Dr. Wright explained. There is no up or down, no wind. You have to think in 3 dimensions. Lisa tried, again. This time she made it off the ground before crashing into a building. Your mother crashed her first simulation too, Jake said. She got better. It took Lisa 2 weeks to fly without crashing, but once she learned the basics, she became better than pilots who had been training for years. She could make the ship do things that the computer said were impossible. She's a natural, Amy said, watching Lisa perform a perfect combat role through an asteroid field simulation. Better than natural, she's gifted. While Lisa trained, Richard showed her the bigger picture. In his office, he had screens showing the positions of Dominion ships all over the solar system. They are not attacking yet, Richard explained. They are studying us, learning our weaknesses. They want to make sure they can win before they begin the real fight. How many ships do they have? Lisa asked. Our best guess is around 50,000. Maybe more. Lisa felt cold. How many ships do we have? 800. 800 against 50,000. We have advantages they do not know about, Richard said. Our ships are faster and more maneuverable. Our weapons are designed specifically to fight them, and we have pilots like you. Richard showed her recordings from the First War. Lisa watched her mother leading attacks against Dominion ships. Maria moved her fighter like it was part of her body, dodging enemy fire and striking back with deadly accuracy. Your mother destroyed 47 enemy ships during the war, Richard said. More than any other pilot. Did she ever get scared? She got terrified, but she fought anyway. That's what made her a hero. After a month of training, Lisa felt ready for anything. She could fly better than pilots with 10 years of experience. She could shoot better than soldiers who had been fighting their whole lives. Her body was stronger and faster than it had ever been. But then Dr. Wright showed her something that changed everything. We captured a Dominion soldier during the First War, he said, leading Lisa to a heavily guarded room deep underground. It's been in a kind of sleep for 20 years. We wake it up sometimes to ask questions. The room was cold and dark. In the center was a metal table with something on it that made Lisa's skin crawl. The alien was tall and thin with gray skin that looked like rubber. Its eyes were black and seemed to look right through her. It's unconscious now, Dr. Wright said. But when it's awake, it tries to get into your mind. Most people cannot be in the same room with it for more than a few minutes. What does it feel like? Like someone is digging through your thoughts with sharp tools, like your brain is being torn apart. Dr. Wright pressed a button and the alien's eyes opened. Lisa felt something cold and slimy trying to push into her mind. It felt like worms crawling through her thoughts. But instead of fear, Lisa felt anger, hot, burning anger that pushed back against the alien presence. Get out of my head, she said through gritted teeth. The alien's eyes went wide. It made a sound like screaming without opening its mouth. Enough, Dr. Wright said, pressing the button again. The alien's eyes closed. What just happened? Lisa asked. You did not just resist its mental attack, Dr. Wright said with excitement. You attacked it back. In 20 years, no human has ever been able to do that. Jake and Amy were waiting outside the room. How did she do? Jake asked. Better than her mother, Dr. Wright said. Much better. That night, Lisa called her grandmother to check on her. The old woman sounded happy and healthy. I got a letter today, her grandmother said, from your new company. They are giving me money every month and a new doctor. You must be doing very well at your new job. I am learning a lot, Lisa said. Lisa, your mother would be proud of you, Mija. I can feel it. After the call, Lisa stood on the observation deck looking up at the stars. Somewhere up there, 50,000 enemy ships were getting ready to attack her world. But for the first time, since this all started, Lisa was not afraid. She was ready to fight, just like her mother had been ready 20 years ago. Amy joined her at the window. Tomorrow we start combat training with real ships, she said. Good, Lisa said. I want to be ready when they come. Your mother used to stand here too, Amy said, the night before her final mission. She told my father that she was not fighting for Earth or for humanity. She was fighting for you. Lisa touched the glass window and looked up at the stars. This time I am fighting for her. The attack came 3 weeks earlier than expected. Lisa was eating breakfast in the underground cafeteria when alarms started screaming throughout the facility. Red lights flashed on every wall. People ran in all directions. All pilots to battle. Stations, a voice said over the speakers. This is not a drill. The Dominion fleet has entered Earth orbit. Lisa ran to the hangar where her fighter ship was waiting. The black ship was sleek and deadly, built from technology her mother had died to capture. Lisa had named it Maria's Promise. Jake Morrison was already in his ship, running through final checks. Remember what we practiced, he called out to Lisa, over the radio. Stay close to the group. Do not try to be a hero. Copy that, Lisa said. But she was thinking about her mother's final mission. Sometimes being a hero was the only choice you had. Amy Powell's voice came through the radio from her ship nearby. Enemy count is confirmed at 48,000 ships. They are surrounding the planet. Lisa looked through her cockpit window at the other pilots preparing for launch. 800 human ships against almost 50,000 alien ones. The math was not good. Richard Kane's voice came over the main channel. All pilots, this is command. The enemy is not attacking cities yet. They are waiting for us to surrender. That is not going to happen. The hangar doors opened, and Lisa saw space. For the first time. Earth hung below them like a blue and white marble. It looked peaceful and beautiful. It was hard to believe that something so lovely was about to become a battlefield. Enemy ships detected, Amy said. Coming in fast from the dark side of the moon. Lisa looked at her screens and saw them. Thousands of gray ships shaped like spears moving in perfect formation. They were bigger than the human ships and covered in weapons that glowed with green light. Attack Formation Alpha, Jake commanded. Remember, our job is to protect the planet. If we can destroy their command ship, the rest might retreat. The Dominion fleet moved like a swarm of angry insects. They fired green beams that lit up space like lightning. Several human ships exploded in balls of fire. Lisa pushed her ship forward, weaving between enemy fire. Her training kicked in and she moved without thinking. Duck left, roll right, climb up and over. The alien ships were fast, but they flew in straight lines. Humans were unpredictable. I am hit, came a voice over the radio. Lisa saw one of the human fighters spinning out of control, its engine trailing smoke. Hold on, Charlie 7, Lisa said. She broke formation and flew toward the damaged ship, firing at the 3 Dominion fighters that were chasing it. Her energy weapons cut through the alien ships like they were made of paper. All 3 exploded in quick succession. Nice shooting, Lisa, the rescued pilot said. Thanks for the save. But more enemy ships were coming. Lisa found herself surrounded by 12 Dominion fighters. Their green weapons fired at her from all directions. Instead of running, Lisa did something that surprised everyone, including herself. She stopped her ship completely and let the enemy shots pass by her. Then she spun in place and fired in all directions at once. 8 of the 12 alien ships exploded. The other 4 scattered in confusion. How did you do that? Amy asked over the radio. I do not know, Lisa admitted. It just felt right. The battle raged for 2 hours. The human ships were faster and more maneuverable, but there were just too many enemies. One by one, the Earth fighters were being destroyed. We are losing, Jake said over the radio. His voice was tired. We cannot keep this up much longer. That was when Lisa noticed something strange. The Dominion ships were all connected by invisible signals like a network of computers. When one ship learned something, they all learned it instantly. That was why they moved in such perfect formation. But it was also their weakness. Jake, Amy, listen to me, Lisa said. I think I know how to stop them. What are you thinking? Jake asked. The aliens share their thoughts through some kind of mental link. If I can get inside their network, maybe I can mess with their heads the same way they mess with ours. That is suicide, Lisa, Amy said. You would have to get close, to their command ship. Really close. Lisa looked at the massive Dominion command vessel. It was 10 times bigger than any other ship in their fleet, covered in weapons and surrounded by hundreds of fighters. "My mother did suicide missions," Lisa said. "Maybe it runs in the family." Before anyone could stop her, Lisa turned her ship toward the command vessel and pushed her engines to maximum power. Enemy fighters swarmed around her, but she was moving too fast for them to hit. Green energy beams flashed past her cockpit. One of them clipped her wing, sending her ship spinning, but Lisa regained control and kept flying toward her target. "Lisa, get out of there," Jake shouted over the radio. "Tell my grandmother I love her," Lisa said. She turned off her radio so she could not hear their protests. The command ship grew larger in her windscreen. Lisa could see the aliens inside through the transparent sections. They looked surprised that a single human ship was attacking them directly. Lisa crashed her ship into the side of the command vessel, but instead of dying in the explosion, she used her escape pod to get inside the alien ship. The inside of the Dominion vessel was cold and dark, with walls that seemed to be alive. Lisa could feel the mental network of all the alien ships pressing against her mind like a weight. But instead of being crushed by it, Lisa pushed back. She thought about her mother's sacrifice, about her grandmother's love, about all the people on Earth who deserved to live free. She thought about human stubbornness and courage and the refusal to give up even when things looked impossible. The alien network could not handle human emotions. It was built for cold logic and perfect order. Lisa's chaotic human thoughts spread through their system like a virus, confusing and frightening the aliens. One by one, the Dominion ships began to malfunction. Some crashed into each other. Others flew away from Earth as fast as they could go. The aliens in the command ship where Lisa was trapped started screaming and holding their heads. "What is happening to our ships?" one of them said in a voice that sounded like metal scraping. "The human female," another one replied. "She is poisoning our network with her thoughts." Lisa smiled. "That is right, and I am just getting started." She pushed harder, flooding their mental network with every human emotion she could think of. Love and hate, joy and sorrow, hope and fear. The aliens had never experienced anything like it. The command ship began to shake apart. Through the windows, Lisa could see the rest of the Dominion fleet fleeing toward deep space. Jake's voice came through her radio. "Lisa, we are picking up your signal. Hold on. We are coming to get you." "No need," Lisa said. She had found the alien escape pods. "I am coming home." When Lisa returned to Earth, she found that the victory had cost them dearly. Half of the human ships had been destroyed. Good people had died to protect their world. But Earth was safe. The Dominion fleet was gone, and the aliens would think twice before attacking humans again. Richard Kane met Lisa at the landing bay. "Your mother would be proud," he said. "She taught me that being human means fighting for what matters," Lisa replied. "Even when the odds are impossible." Lisa looked up at the stars through the hangar opening. She was no longer a waitress from Chicago. She was a defender of Earth, carrying on her mother's legacy, and if the aliens ever came back, she would be ready for them.